All right. Sorry about this. Oh, that is not where I want to be. Let me move this if I can. Hang on. Whoops. That's perfect. That's where I want to be. Sorry about that, guys. All right. I will explain my technical difficulties in just a second. I'm in a bad mood now thanks to this, but I will be fine in a couple minutes once I get doing here. Let me just get you on my computer so I can see what's going on. Come on. Everything's so slow. Hi, Sharon. Everything is going so slow. Okay, let's see if I can find me here. Oh, well, that's interesting because according to my phone, I'm the right way, and according to the TV or the laptop, I'm the wrong way. Why? Boy, I'm just having a rough night here. Oh, I don't need to repeat that. Why is it doing that? All right, let me try something here. Nope, that's not what I want to do. Hi, Sherry. I don't know why. This is weird. Okay, this is going to be very strange because this is not the way it should be, but it's what's making it look right on the computer. So I'm going to go ahead. Can you guys tell me if you can hear me? Oh, there's only one person watching. Can you please tell me if you can hear me? I did not want this mess to show. Oh, shoot. I have to plug my phone in. Hi, Sherry. Thank you. So can you hear me, Sherry? I hope you can. Let's see what I can do here to get my phone to plug in without having the cord be too much in the way. Okay, so the problem is, let me try a different cord. Okay, good. The problem is that my iPad kept closing out Facebook every time I tried to set it up. It would go in, I would click on live video, and it would close out. So I had to switch to my phone. However, my phone only has 30% left on it, so I've got to plug my phone in. So I have to find a cord that will let me plug my phone in. There we go. Okay, let's see here. That did it. Okay. Oh yes, allow accessory to connect. Oh my goodness. And I don't know why on the computer. So I guess you get to see, let me see if I can zoom in a bit. It's not going to let me, is it? Let's see here. Come on. Hi Bev, hi Allie. Okay. I am having a very tough time with this, but I'm going to try really hard to make this work for the rest of the time. Let's see here. Okay. All right, let's see what we can do with this. Can't move that back, can I? Can a little bit. Okay, so tonight I'm going to be making an easy concertina card, and this I cased, as I said, from Connie Stewart. I just love everything she does. And so this is the front of the concertina card, and this is the inside. Hang on, something's going on here. Okay, this is the inside. So this is how it stands up. And this is what it looks like on the inside. And it looks very difficult, but it's really quite simple. See, there's designer series paper everywhere. And let's just go ahead and get started. Okay, this is a good distance. Thank you, Sherry. Okay, so this one I made with the beautiful butterflies bundle, because I also used the embossing folder, but the embossing isn't that great because my embossing folder broke on the binding, and they are sending me a new one. It hasn't arrived yet. It should come in the next couple of days. So, okay, but this one I'm going to make with the feathered fun. stamp set, and I'm going to have to do a little bit of fussy cutting, not too much. And also I'm going to have to figure out what sentiments I want to put on it when I get to that point. Okay, so I have chosen to use Highland Heather, Lost Lagoon, and Very Vanilla. And let me remind myself what this is called. Perennial Lavender. These are called Perennial Lavender. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So here I have, move that out of the way. Here I have these, well, let's start with this one. This piece is 11 inches by 3 1/4 inches, and I'm going to score it. We're going to score it at, I hope you can see that. Yes, you can. At 3/4 and at 1 1/2. And so that's 3/4 of an inch here and here. And then at 5 1/2, and then at 9 1/2 and 10 1/4. So basically we have our center and we have 3/4 and 3/4 on either end. Okay, now these two pieces, one of these is 8 1/2 by 5 1/4, and the other is 8 by 5 1/4. However, nope, that one is, oh yeah, that's 8 1/2. Okay, 8 1/2 by 5 1/4, 8 by 5 1/4. This one, the 8 1/2 by 5 1/4, we're going to score at 4 and 8. So 4 and 8, which means we have a 1/2 inch at the end. And then the 8 by 5 1/4, we're just going to score at 4. Okay. All right, next, oh, then I'm done with my scoring, so let's get that out of the way. It's so funny because I watched the video of Connie doing this earlier this afternoon, and she had computer problems too. Okay, so then what I want to do, this is going to be the part that goes through the windows. These are the windows. All right, so we're going to take this one. So one of them, I'm going to do this panel on one and this panel on the other. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use the, textured notes. And I've already got oh my gosh, you guys, I am so out of it tonight from all the frustration with this. I've already got a template made from making the other card, and I'm just going to butt it up against the fold there, the crease line there, and that's going to butt it up against the other crease line. And then we're going to put this in the middle of it. Gotta move it around until it falls into place. Oops. This is just a piece of copy paper. Probably if I had used, there we go, a piece of cardstock, it would have gone in easier. Okay, and then I have this Post-it note paper, and I'm going to use this to hold it in place here. And we're going to run it through our die cutting and embossing machine, which you're only going to be able to see part of course, because I've got such a small window there. This is so strange that my computer is doing this. Or my phone, one or the other is doing this. Okay, so, and this one I've noticed doesn't cut on one edge unless I run it through a couple of times. So I'm going to run it through twice front and back, forward and back. Okay, and then we're going to take that off. I'm going to hang on to this piece right here. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to do the same thing. So on this side, wait, I'm going to want it to fold. Doesn't matter. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing on here, and this one is just going to butt up against one edge and against the fold on the other edge. So we're trying to make them as even as possible. Okay, close enough. Doesn't have to be perfect. And it came out of the thingy there. That's okay. Hi, Sharon. Okay, and we'll go back and forth a couple of times to make sure that it cut all the way through. There we go. And then we'll pull this off. And just gonna go ahead and get rid of that. I don't need it anymore. And there we have our two pieces. All right. Put this away. It's a little far away. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to miter these corners. This is the 1/2-inch flap right here, I think. Better make sure. Oh my goodness. No, this is the 1/2-inch flap because this is the longer one, correct? Yes, so this is the 1/2-inch flap. So we're going to miter the corners. That went really tight on there. And over here. And then we're going to put glue. Whoops, get that out of the way. And here. You can use whatever adhesive you prefer. It's just going to give me a chance to get it exactly where I want it before it's stuck. Make sure that goes down there. This is going to go on here, like so. And I've got extra glue there now. Let me just fix that. Okay. All right. So there's that. Okay, so now we have our two windows. We're going to fold on the score line. Oh, I got them much better than the last time. It doesn't really matter, but you see a little bit is off there. The windows aren't perfectly within each other, but it does not matter at all. Okay, then we're going to go ahead and we're going to fold this one this way on the score line. All my score lines got flattened in the embossing or the die cutting machine. And then we are going to, okay, there we go. Now we've got the inside part of our card. And now we're going to take our two, this is the front and the back of the card. Oh shoot, you know what? I forgot to do something on here. But it's probably, no, I'll do it anyhow. Okay, I wanted to stamp some little birdies on the inside here, all over the place, using Highland Heather ink. I forgot to get out. Highland Heather ink. I'm going to grab a block here somewhere. Looks like all my Stampin' Up! Blocks are in with card projects for this weekend. So, and I'm just going to stamp these at random. Oh, you know what? I don't want to ruin my... Let's do this. Okay. I'm just going to stamp them all over the place in all different directions. Make sure you stamp some of them off the paper. Let's move on to, well, let's do a couple little ones over here, up here. Okay, I'm going to move it over. We're going to go here, and here, and here, here, over here. Whoops! There's so much for my paper being clean. Oh well. Okay. Here, here, here. All right. Oops. Let me see if I can line that up. Sorry, I'm going to come off the page a little bit here. Probably not perfectly. Not horrible. It'll do. And let's go this way again. Okay, I think that's good enough. All right. Let me clean that off so I don't forget. Okay, so now we're ready with that. Okay, so now I'm going to take this one and we are going to, first of all, we are going to put, I'm going to put this right here. This is our inside. So, wait a minute. Which one did I want up? Yep, that's the one I want up. Oops. One of my friends made a comment that, oh, darn it, that keeps happening to me lately, that I use an awful lot of tape or adhesive on my projects, and she wondered if I use that much when I actually stamp. And I can tell you, yes, I do. I've hit a few cards that I made early on that have fallen apart after a couple of years from the tape drying out or not having enough tape on. So, well, that's gonna have to do. Okay, so that's that side. Now, before we go any further, hi Kathy, glad you found me. We're going to stamp on this, and we are going to stamp this little birdie. I think I'm going to stamp him in Stays-On. If I can get it open. Okay. Just down here in the corner. Okay. That Stays-On's getting a little dried out. I have to remember that. Okay, and then I am going to, first I'm going to clean this off. Oops, I just grabbed another chamois. Oh well. Oh well. Clean off very well anyhow. Okay, I'm going to grab a couple of mini, let's see, is that greens? No, that's okay. Teals and apples will work. Okay, little mini blending brushes. And I also need the Lost Lagoon. Okay, hang on a second. My Lost Lagoon ink pad is in one of my cards for this weekend, so I'm just going to get my Stampin' Dot second spot. Lost Lagoon. Okay, and we're going to color this little birdie in a little bit and around him a little bit. I should still be on this, even though I've already ruined the paper. We're just going to put a little bit of purple. It's not as obvious because it's on crumb cake instead of there. All right. Let's make it a little bit more circular. It's probably too dark. Oh well. Okay. And then we're going to stamp a sentiment. So let me grab some sentiments. Let's see here. I am going to use, oh boy. Well, I kind of don't want to do another, you know what, I don't even like that bird. I don't even like that bird. I'm doing it over again, except I put it all over there. I'm doing it over again on white. Nope, I'm very vanilla because that's what I'm using throughout. So, all right, so I need to grab a quick piece of very vanilla. And I need it to be 3 3/4 by 3 inches. See if I can find, oh yes. Okay. Let's see, sometimes we change our minds. Okay. 3 3/4. 3. There we go. And instead of what I did on this one, I'm going to stamp. Let me get that cleaned off real quick. I'm going to stamp the bird in Highland Heather. Right here on the corner. I like that much better. So strange how this is oriented. Sorry guys, I need to take my sweatshirt off. I'm getting a little bit warm here. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to stamp. I'm not going to stamp a sentiment now because I don't know what I want to do, but it will be done in Lost Lagoon up here, and I will show you after I'm all done, after I log off. But because I'm going to have it in Lost Lagoon, I'm going to go ahead. It's going to be on Lost Lagoon anyhow, so probably could have done it in Highland Heather. You can barely see it anyhow. So, okay, we're going to go ahead and put that on here. There it is. Okay, and this is going to go right here. Good. Okay, now we are going to, oh wait, first I have to put the little strips on there if I can figure out where they went to. So we want, oh, they're there. We want little strips here of Designer Series paper here and here, and I went with another of that same paper, but just with just the, crumb cake and white, which probably means I should have used white instead of very vanilla. Whoops, that's a little too crooked. Let's try that again. There we go. And one on the other end. Right here. I'll line it up with the bottom of the very vanilla piece. I think I went a little high, but that's okay. All right, now we are going to fold this. So we're going to fold it in half. And then we're going to fold it, the ends in, well, let me crease it first. Okay, and we're going to fold one end in, and then we're going to fold the next end in. So they're both folding, it'll be out on the V, but it's in the way I'm doing it. Okay, so let me do it the other way around here. That end in, and then this end in. Okay, so this is what you end up with. Ended up with like a bird, speaking of birds, flying around. So now what we're going to do is we are going to, and I'm going to do this with glue. We're going to put glue on the ends here. I think I'll just put it on this end first. And get this end on. And we're going to put this through my card. I'm going to make, yeah, okay. I'll put this, whoops, upside down. I'll put this through. And here's where I made, oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. We forgot to put these on. Silly me. I forgot. Okay, so I forgot to put, I started to tell you that I was doing that, and then I moved on to something else. So sorry about that, guys. I am really scattered tonight, just because I was so frustrated with the iPad and everything. All right, so, oh, darn thing. Maybe I'm pushing too hard. Okay, so this is going to have this, and it has to be centered, so we're going to have to do it this way. Okay. Oops. Outright. All right. No, it's not too bad. It's a little high, but, and then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going for the glue. This is getting ridiculous. Okay, I think I can squeeze this as long as I have my brace on my hand. If you use glue, everything sticks, so everything stays together. Not saying that the tape won't stick, because for the most part it does. And the newer, this Stamp and Seal and Stamp and Seal Plus, they're much better tapes as far as that's concerned. Okay, so now we have our card front, our card back. We have our middle. Whoops. That's interesting. It's even. Okay. All right, so now we're going to put this in. And the glue is already partway dry, but here's where I made my mistake when I did it the first time along with hers. I tried to glue it right there. What we need to do is we need to fold both ends under, and then we need to line it up with the edge of the Highland Heather and make sure it's centered in the card. So luckily I'm using glue, so it'll be a little easier. Looks like it's a little, okay, so that's about right. And we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do that. And then we're gonna put some glue on the other end. It's the same glue, just in a trigger that I can handle. Okay. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to fold both of the 3/4 inch pieces over. We're going to line it up on the edge of the Highland Heather part, and we're going to make sure that we've got it even, with the other side, which means here. Oh, that's not right. I guess it is kind of right. Okay. I'm going to close the card and make sure it's not exact, but it's pretty close and it's good enough. So you end up with this. So you'll see, whoops, sorry, wasn't quite sealed yet. Make sure that's going to stay there. Okay. So when it's open, you can see the Designer Series paper on both sides. You can see it on the middle there. You can see our birdie. Okay, so now let me just wipe this. Oh, it looks like that might be tape. Let me get my eraser. Whoops. Let's get this sticky stuff cleaned off before I close it and start working on the front. Okay. There we go. That's still a little sticky, but it'll do. And if it continues to be sticky, I will just use an embossing buddy on it to take the sticky away. Okay, so now we're going to work on the front. So we have these pieces, but I had another piece here that I was going to use on the front. Oh, no, I didn't. Where did that go? Right here. Okay, so we're going to put this on one of these. So let's go ahead and do that first. Thought it would be appropriate to have a bird sitting on what looks like a lot of leaves. Okay, put that one on the front here. I'm going to try and center it. Oops, sorry. I got to look at it from this side. And it works. There we go. And then this one I'm going to run through an embossing folder. Let's see what we've got. I might want to use. Looks like I have some new embossing folders that just came today. Hang on a second. Let me look here. Oh, that would be good. Okay, we're going to use the pressed flower embossing folder, and I'm going to put it down in this area. Or maybe not. Maybe I'll put it up higher. First I have to find the opening. There it is. All right. I'm just going to run over and do this real quick on the big shot that I have set up for embossing. I think I'm going to put it like this. That's going to be nice, I think. All right. Be right back. Talk amongst yourselves. Okay. And there's what we have, except I just realized Oh well, I'm going to do something a little bit different because I just realized I embossed it the wrong direction. That's okay. So the way that my first one was is, you'll remember there was one this way and one this way, but I'm going to do it this way instead. I like that. Okay, so we're going to put this one on. And because this is already such a thick card, we're not going to use dimensionals on anything. Now it's stuck to my fingers. Oh, guys, I'm just having a heck of a time today. Okay, that's done. Glue it is. Okay. Oh my goodness. We all got to have some of these days, right? I think Connie jinxed me. All right, so we're going to put this right here. Like so. And then we're going to put this one right here. And I'm definitely going to use glue. So this came with two empty bottles, one with a small nozzle and one with a little bit larger nozzle. And perfect. You just fill it with whatever glue you want to. Okay, so now, oops, did I use? No, it's here somewhere. I have a piece. Excuse me, I have to lift this up for a second. Nope, it's not under there. Oh, there it is. Sorry. Everything's all over the place. I have a piece of Very Vanilla that I'm going to stamp this on. And I'm going to use the StazOn again. I'll try to get it well covered if I can. That looks better. Okay. All right, let me just flip it over. Maybe that would stick. Do that. Perfect. Okay. Let me clean that off. Stick down there. All right. Now I am going to use. I'm going to use Stampin' Right markers in Highland Heather, Lost Lagoon, Shaded Spruce. And crumb cake. Let's see how we can do here. I'm going to make, I don't like that. I don't like these. I'm going to have to replace all my markers. Hi, Vicki. Glad you're on. How'd your physical therapy go? I haven't been back on to see if you answered me. Okay. And let's do something, let me think about this. Yeah, let's do just the belly of this one. So these lovebirds, obviously one's belly shows and the other one doesn't, so, because they're facing each other. Okay. I wish I had a better tip to use for this. I don't like these tips. I'm just going to have to replace all of my markers, I think, because that is not going to be good. Kind of rushing. I'm going to slow myself down. Okay. And I'm not going to like that, but oh well. Okay, so here we go. Let's see what these tips are like. Yep, that's the tip I like. Okay, so this is the Lost Lagoon. I'm going to put that here. It's going to be dark. Could have used the blends and then I could have used the light. Oh well, doesn't matter. I'm hoping to get a bike ride in before it gets dark out. We'll see. Okay. And I think that's part of the wing over there too. Okay. And let's do here also. And you know what? I think instead of shaded spruce, I'm going to use Pretty Peacock. These are going to be dark birds. Pretty Peacock, where are you? Oops, that was my iPad. Oh well. All right, because it'll go better with the, yeah. Okay, so let's use, oh darn. Let's use the Highland Heather to get in here, to do from here. And let's go ahead, let me think about this. Do I want to do that? I'm going to do Highland Heather on the crest of the head, like so. Okay, and then I need an orange for a second. Let's use Calypso Coral to just do the feet. Probably could have been yellow, but that's all right. And probably should have done that on the beak, so I'm going to add it over the crumb cake. Okay. I'm going to get a lighter purple, fresh freesia. We're going to put fresh freesia on the face, right in here. These are all colors that are in the DSP, by the way. I figured you'd probably be pretty sore, Vic, afterwards. Okay. Freesia. And let me just highlight some of these marks here. There we go. All right, and then we're going to use Pretty Peacock on the rest. Oh, good, it has the right tip. Yay. I would have loved to have had used the watercolor pencils instead, but not enough variety of colors to be able to do all of this. So, decided to use this. All right. These are very dark parrots. Well, lovebirds. I probably should use the other end for this. Yep, definitely should use this end. Okay. I may make another one of these cards and use lighter colors just to see how it looks. Okay, not bad, but I am going to do this. I don't particularly care for the crumb cake on there. I think my cat's getting into something in the other room. I hear an awful lot of noise. Okay. You can see these things after the ink dries. Yeah, my cat is definitely trying to get in here. Doesn't understand. We put a gate up over on the other side so he can't jump over it, get in, and walk across everything like he did the other night. All right, I just want to color this in a little bit better. Yeah, that's the problem. Well, at least the point is nice and sharp on the brush side. All right, now I got a lot of spots. I really did color in haste, didn't I? Oh, well. Just fit some things in here a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to cut this out, which is not going to feel very good with this hand, but I'm going to do it anyways. I think I'll cut right on the black line. as best I can. The thing is, this is easy to cut out because of it's a very simple shape. Lots of little curves. Oops. Oh, I've been at it for, well, I haven't been at it for 45 minutes because I had to get a late start because I couldn't get the iPad to work. To figure that out before next week. Or I can just go back to using my phone again. I'm going to have to trim that a little here in a second. Okay. All right, here we go. Oops, sorry. Forgot what I was doing for a minute there. I'll trim that in a minute. Okay, being left-handed is not easy when it comes to cutting things. Okay, that's actually pretty good. Get a little trim here. All right, a little trim here. Okay, and then this one is going right there. And again, we can't really use dimensionals because we're already fairly thick here. So we're just gonna glue her on. What on earth is the cat doing? Huh. Looks like I might be running low on ink or on glue here. All right, I'll just use my tumble tube. All right, I would really like to pop him, but really can't. Should have cut that little triangle or that little shape out there. Okay, so now I just have to figure out what words I'm going to put on it, and it should be something about love, I think. Don't you? All right, so there's the finished card, minus the sentiments. And there's what you get when you open it up. And that's what it looks like from the top. So there you go. One thing I did want to tell you guys, starting on August 5th and going through the end of August, there will be a 15% off sale on many products that are using the 25-27 in colors. So excuse me, there'd be Secret Sky, Cloud Cover, Darling Duck, Timid Tiger, and Strawberry Slush. I'll be posting something about it in a little bit, but so there will be a sale, 15% off. It's not everything that uses those products, but it's a lot of things that use those products. Designer Series paper and ink pads and refills and I think markers and things like that. But I'll tell you more as we get closer. It is very close. It's next week. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, next Tuesday, because everything starts on Tuesdays with Stampin' Up. Okay. Well, let me put you up and talk to you. So weird that this did this, but oh well, whatever. Okay, so as I said, there's going to be a big sale, 15% off on in color, the most current in color colors, things that coordinate with that. I will be posting on it very soon. I hope you'll take advantage of it. I took advantage of the no shipping fees. That's why I have a big box of stuff over here that here I can, let me just flip for a second and show you my big box of stuff. There behind my computer, you'll see the big box of stuff, which I need to go through, sort out. There's some new stamp sets. There's a lot of paper. There's some embossing folders, things like that. So, okay. I think that's all I have to say thank you so much for watching. And again, if I get 15 different people commenting by 7:30 tomorrow night, we could even make it 8 o'clock tomorrow night because we're almost to 8 o'clock now. Then I will draw Prize Patrol, and somebody will win something small from me and Stampin' Up. Me specifically, but something I got from Stampin' Up. So thank you, just to thank you for watching, and I appreciate you all very much. And I will see you all next week. Or I'll see a lot of you this weekend. Bye-bye.